Imagine a basketball court. The squeak of the sneakers, the rhythmic bounce of the ball. But now, zoom in. Focus on a 6'9" figure.
17-year-old practicing with the Olympic team. LeBron ain't practiced with the Olympic team at 17 years old.
Moving with a fluidity that belies his age.
17 years old, coming in here playing like he's a vet almost, no emotion, just going out there and doing his job, and that's a good sign.
This isn't just another promising talent. This is Cooper Flagg, a name that's been whispered, been spoken, and now practically shouted across basketball landscape.
I love the kid. I think he's the #1 overall pick in this upcoming draft. I don't think there's any question about it.
But beyond the highlight reels and the projections, what's the real story? Is this the genesis of a future legend? Our story begins not in the bustling arenas of AAU powerhouses, but the quiet corners of Maine, Newport to be exact. A town where the loudest cheers might be for the local lumberjack competition. Yet, from this unassuming backdrop emerged a basketball force, Cooper Flagg. Think of it like discovering a rare gem in your backyard. Unexpected, yet undeniably brilliant. At Nokomis Regional High, Flagg wasn't just playing, he was rewriting record books. As a freshman, his stats looked like they belonged to a seasoned veteran. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and a staggering near 4 blocks and steals a game. He became the first 9th grader to snag Maine's Gatorade Player of the Year award. Yet, it was like a prodigy acing college-level exams in middle school. He even led his team to a state title. Now, some might say, small pond, big fish. And there's a kernel of truth to that. But even big fish need to learn to swim in bigger oceans. To truly test his mettle, Flagg, along with his twin brother Ace, made a pivotal move, Montverde Academy in Florida. This isn't just a high school, it's more like a basketball boot camp, a place that has forged NBA stars. Think of it as sending a promising chef to train under the world's culinary masters. The competition was fierce, the expectations sky high. Suddenly Flagg wasn't the undisputed king anymore, he had to earn his stripes. This transition wasn't about individual glory. It was about team growth. Flagg seamlessly integrated, showcasing a maturity and basketball IQ rarely seen in someone his age. He wasn't just scoring, he was making the right plays, displaying an unselfishness that's a coach's dream. And as a sophomore, he earned MVP honors at the Hoop Hall Classic, a national stage where the best young talents collide. It was a clear signal. This kid wasn't just good, he was special. The summer after his sophomore year was a revelation. Playing in the ultra-competitive EYBL circuit for Maine United, Flagg's numbers bordered on the unbelievable. Imagine a baseball player suddenly hitting home runs in every at-bat. That was basically Flagg. At the Peach Jam tournament, he didn't just perform, he outshined future top prospects, including the Boozer twins. This dominant stretch fueled a significant decision, reclassifying to the 2024 class. He was essentially skipping a year of high school, accelerating his journey to the next level. And his destination? The hallowed grounds of Duke University. The top player in his new class, stepping onto a national stage earlier than anyone anticipated. His final high school chapter at Montverde was less about proving himself and more about refining his already impressive skill set. The accolades poured in: Mr. Basketball USA, Naismith Prep Player of the Year. But the real intrigue came with an invitation to join the Team USA Select Team. This wasn't just a scrimmage, it was a trial by fire. A 17-year-old stepping onto the court with LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, and Steph Curry, the titans of the game. And here's the kicker, Flagg didn't just look starstruck. He competed. He held his own. A teenager trading blows with players who've spent more years in the NBA than he's been alive. He wasn't afraid to take on Anthony Davis on the perimeter or post up a defense maestro like Drew Holiday. It was a glimpse into a future where he wouldn't just belong, he could thrive. What makes Flagg such a compelling prospect? It's the duality of his game. He's not just a scorer, he's a playmaker with a knack for finding open teammates. But perhaps his most intriguing trait is his commitment to defense. In an era often dominated by offensive fireworks, Flagg brings a throwback mentality. From his freshman year, his defensive intensity matched his offensive output. He's a shot-blocking threat from the help side, using his athleticism and instincts to erase opponents' scoring opportunities. He's also got quick hands, disrupting passing lanes and generating steals. This defensive versatility, this fire, it evokes memory of a young Kevin Garnett. KG wasn't just a scorer, he was a defensive anchor, a player who could guard multiple positions with his length, athleticism, and sheer will. Flagg possesses that same potential. He sees himself in that mold. A player who can impact the game on both ends, guarding anyone, getting blocks and steals. While their physical builds aren't identical, the two-way mindset, that competitive edge, is strikingly similar. It's like history potentially rhyming on the court. But Flagg isn't just a defensive disruptor. Sitting at 6'9", he possesses a rare court vision for someone his size. He's a willing passer, finding open teammates with precision. It's a touch of LeBron in his game. That ability to not just score, but to orchestrate the offense. He doesn't need to be the one that's always taking the shot. He understands the value of team basketball, of making the right play. Think of him as a point guard trapped in a forward's body, a beautiful blend of size and skill. The anticipation surrounding Cooper Flagg's arrival at Duke in the summer of 2024 was palpable. He wasn't just joining a college team, he was stepping into a basketball cathedral. And from the moment the season tipped off against Maine on November 4th, Flagg didn't disappoint. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals in his debut. That's not just a good game, that's a statement. The ACC Conference, a legendary proving ground for basketball talent, quickly took notice. Just 2 weeks into the season, Flagg earned ACC Rookie of the Week honors. But he wasn't just getting started. As 2024 turned into 2025, Flagg's impact only intensified. Against Virginia Tech, he dropped 24 points and dished out 6 assists. Then, against SMU, he showcased his all-around game with a dominant 24-point, 11-rebound double-double. It was clear, this wasn't just a promising freshman, this was a force to be reckoned with. Then came January 12th against Notre Dame, a game that etched Flagg's name into Duke and ACC history. He exploded for a staggering 42 points, adding 6 rebounds and 7 assists, while shooting with incredible efficiency. 11 of 14 from the field, including 4 3-pointers and a near-perfect 16 from 17 from the free throw line. This wasn't just a good night, it was a record-breaking eruption. He set new freshman scoring records for both Duke and the entire ACC. He followed that performance with another stellar outing against Boston College, pouring in 28 points. And by February, Flagg achieved a remarkable milestone, becoming the first ACC player in the last 25 years to tally over 500 points, 100 assists, and 30 blocks in the regular season. That's not just filling up the stat sheet, that's demonstrating a comprehensive impact on every facet of the game. He continued his consistent high level of play throughout the season, delivering key performances against conference rivals like Wake Forest and NC State, and even shining bright in an intense rivalry matchup against North Carolina. Flagg's stellar play was instrumental to leading Duke to the ACC regular season title with an impressive 19-1 conference record. He carried that momentum into the ACC tournament, though an ankle sprain sidelined him for the remainder of the tournament. Despite his absence, Duke went on to win the championship, a statement to the foundation Flagg helped build. Entering the NCAA tournament as the #1 seed, Flagg continued to shine on national stage, leading Duke through the first 2 rounds and delivering a spectacular 30-point performance in the Sweet 16 victory over Arizona. He followed that with a strong showing in the Elite 8 against Alabama, before Duke's Final Four run ended against Houston. The accolades followed. Cooper Flagg was named both ACC Player of the Year and ACC Freshman of the Year, joining an elite club of only 3 other players in conference history, Zion Williamson, Marvin Bagley, and Jahlil Okafor, to achieve the rare double honor in the same season. This wasn't just a successful freshman year, it was a historic one. Flagg didn't just step onto college basketball stage, he commanded it. At just 17, Cooper Flagg stands on the precipice of a potentially transformative journey. If he enters the 2025 NBA draft, he'll be one of the youngest players in the league with a vast runway for development. The comparisons to future Hall of Famers carry weight, but they also bring immense pressure. The basketball graveyard is littered with hype prospects who couldn't quite live up to the billing. Yet Flagg seems to possess a maturity and humility that suggests he understands the long game. So, is Cooper Flagg the next big thing, the heir apparent? The story is still being written, but the early chapters are undeniably compelling. A small-town beginning, a meteoric rise to his high school ranks, a taste of NBA elite, and now the proving ground of college basketball. He possesses a rare blend of athleticism, skill, and two-way intensity reminiscent of a young Kevin Garnett, coupled with playmaking flair. The hype is real, but so's the talent. The basketball world waits with bated breath to see how high this star can soar. This isn't just a player to watch, it's a story to follow.